Hello, wonderful ULARP watchers, and welcome back to the wonderfully Wednesday, weird and wacky Wednesday stream.
Wonderful.
Different. Announcements.
This is what we do on Wednesdays.
Okay.
Communications manager, how did the communications go?
Very well.
Excellent. Jolly good.
Excellent communicating.
Yes.
Good communicating. Well done.
Thank you.
Very efficient.
Map maker, how did the map making go?
Again, it is as specified.
Excellent.
Perfectly as
Good.
specified, yes.
I'm glad. Good job. Good job, everyone. Good job. Thank you as always to Critic for our lovely dice. We'll be running the one shot on a Sunday coming up. We're just finalising the date at the moment. I know it's pretty hard to nail everyone down. Because it's a one shot, I want to get it done in one go, and it's about 4 hours, maybe 3.5 hour game.
Depends how much they dither. Don't dither.
So we might be in
Let's do that.
struggling.
That would be 6 hours then.
Yeah.
6 hours a day.
Yeah.
Let's start on Saturday morning. And then
not
by
running
Sunday
it.
night, we'll be done.
It is.
Indeed. So we might do like a little one where we talk about the characters we're making or something before then. We've got some more of the art come through. I got the guy who did Constance art. He's doing one of the bits. A good bit.
The one with
And it's good fun to chat to him because he's not a D&D at all. And he just goes with what I tell him. And I really love him for it. He's brilliant. And Cairo is doing some of the other art as well. So we should be, hopefully, a couple of weeks.
Nice.
And then we'll get the date sorted. It all depends on the map.
What other videos do you need to mention, Adam?
Good question. We have also, because lots of people have been asking for it in the comments, saying that they are watching the series because they're running Curse of Strahd as well and taking tips and hints from us. So we are making some videos which are tips and hints. So if you've got any questions, which if you're planning to run it and you want to ask, then hooray, ask away. On the Facebook group ULARP or on YouTube, just put a comment. I'm pretty good at reading stuff.
Like
Occasionally.
It's fine, that's why you've got me.
Oh, hi Roxy Boxy.
That's a great jumper today, by the way. I
It
think.
is a really good jumper.
Really nice jumper.
This is Primark special.
Good opening morning.
£4 on sale in Primark.
Other clothes shops are available.
Indeed.
We're not going to see, it's okay.
As always, it'd be lovely to get to that 15 subscriber mark so we can unlock the other emotes that we've
Get them
got.
out now.
So if anyone has got to subscribe, yes please. That would be interesting.
One away.
Right, shall we begin?
Of course.
Let's do it again now.
I'll do a quick recap from last week. Everything went swimmingly well.
I think so. Yeah.
I managed to bring the party back together through pure force of will. And you guys making some decisions to bring yourself back together. Hooray, thank you for that. So, Jackal and Gabriel nearly died underneath the church in Vallaki, finding the secret training ground of, can you remember which saint?
Barovia.
Where she trained with an unknown paladin to take on Strahd out of his eye, you would believe. Having the opportunity to consecrate the ground, but unfortunately not being able to take it in time. Has turned into a battle with Izek, who was down there with you. Gabriel getting wounded, Erwin getting wounded, and Jackal getting hurt as well. But you managed to drop him and then flee out as the skeletal remains, but not a skeleton, more powerful than a skeleton, came back to life of the paladin and wanted vengeance and tried to kill you. The ground began to slope in and the cave in. You managed to somehow climb the walls after trying. You managed to escape. How many critical failures did you do? 3, I think.
4, I think,
Four,
by the end of
4
it.
ones.
Yeah.
Climbing out just in time, Gabriel turning into a bird and Erwin turning into his raven and getting out as well. By the skin of your teeth, you weren't able to claim the prize from this skeleton warrior who was underneath the church.
You'll get it now.
As everything collapsed in, those outside, fighting in the mists, hunting the werewolves and trying to find out where your companions had gone in the night. You found a bizarre situation where there was the tracks of a human collapsed on the floor, and then you were able to discover that they simply got up and tried to hide their tracks and then turned into a werewolf and then disappeared. Or didn't disappear, headed west. Hessia fell into her own shadow as it returned, and you believe swapped places, the shadow replacing her in the physical realm and Hessia becoming trapped in this shadow form. Somehow, maybe it was Hessia's arcane knowledge she managed to overpower.
Yep, that's definitely what it was.
More like an arcane friend.
Believable.
She managed to overpower the shadow that had captured her. But it soon became apparent that she had paid quite a high cost to do this. The voice which had saved her once before demanded a deal, and Hessia believed she had no choice but to accept. As you regrouped and went back into Vallaki, you could see the two sides getting ready to go toward each other. Lady Watcher and her book club. You've seen a couple of her agents, you could say, spreading information about how the mayor is no longer fit. And it's only a matter of time before people no longer see the captain of the guard, Izek. For he is now buried 50 feet underground.
With a head missing.
With his head missing.
Oh, his eyes.
As you remember his last words, as he asked for where his sister was. You now find yourself in the Blue Water Inn, somewhere in the past that you felt very safe, very secure. The fire crackles in the corner. The smells of cooked meats and wines waft through from the kitchen. But even here at the moment, as Danica, Erwin's wife, with her children Brom and Bray, and their new adopted son Brian, as she demands a choice from him. He either stops all of this nonsense of trying to rescue every single person, or she goes back. She leaves him, she goes back to the Wizards of Wine, to the vineyard, and turns her back on him and the people. As Erwin said that he would not do what his father had done, he will not do that. He will not forsake these people. You tried to talk him round. Some of you came in strongly with an idea. Some of you, unfortunately, it backfired slightly. And now Erwin seems set up that the best way he can protect his family and those he loves is to separate himself from them so he doesn't bring danger to their doorsteps. So you sit round one of the large wooden tables with the door locked. Danica and Erwin stand there. You can see the little heads of the boys from up the stairs listening in. But apart from that, the bar room is empty. All of you are there. You've all had a short rest. You're all well fed. It's about 1 o'clock probably. So you've still got a good percentage of the day left. No one's exhausted. You've all had a really good night's sleep last night. You two probably a little bit tired.
Wait, nobody's exhausted. I'm still level 2 exhaustion.
Pardon?
I'm still level 2 exhaustion.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, you're knackered.
Yeah.
Put it down to level 1.
Okay.
Because you're a hardy orc. Because you did have a full night's sleep the night before, didn't you? And then you have just had a good, solid cooked meal plus a short rest. So Danica's food is good enough to...
So who do we deal with first? Hang on.
We had a plan, didn't we? We already decided we were going to go to the church first.
Consecrate the land, sort out this mess of the city.
And then we were going to go and pay
Casimir, is it?
and the Lady Watcher first, wasn't it?
Well, Lady Watcher.
We need to find out
What's
what's
in
up
her
with Lady
basement.
Watcher.
Can everyone just give me a very... Let me just set the scene a bit better. Can everyone give me a very quick description? I'll start with Erwin. Erwin is probably late 40s, 50s. Not a strong-looking man, but a man who's still physically active. The left side of his body is quite immaculate. Big beard, streaks of silver coming through it, but it suits him. In his hair as well, streaks coming back. Normally his hair would be oiled, as his beard would have a little bit of oil in it as well. His clothes well maintained, but at the moment he looks tired. His eyes sunken back, red rims to them. And then as you look at the right-hand side of his face, you can see he carries a number of scars and burns. You can see the way he carries his right hand across his lap, sitting at a slight awkward angle, that it's uncomfortable for him constantly. The shoulder just doesn't look right the way it sits. Standing with a tray near him, his wife, Danica. Beautiful poise, straight back, shoulders back. But you can tell just by looking at her, she's been crying recently. Her hair still quite immaculate, coming up quite high in the fashion here. Again, streaks of bright silver going through the black hair. Probably about the same age as him, but looks good for her age. Doesn't carry any extra weight, quite a lean woman. And you can see just on the upstairs, 3 young boys looking down. The similar hair between them. As they look over the barriers and they're whispering between themselves. 2 definitely theirs and 1 who looks very, very different, who you recognise as Brom and Bray as being their children, and Brian who is not. You know that these people were creatures. To be specific, were ravens. But they keep it very secret that they are. Red.
Red is a halfling with very matted, wild black hair and these really piercing, icy blue eyes. She's quite small, quite lithe, but strewn with all these scars and torn up fingernails, and she's in mismatched leather armour with furs to bulk it out. And still no cloak. Still no cloak.
This seems fine.
Still bitter. It's fine.
There. Yeah.
Shall we slide back a bit?
That's it.
No, that's good.
No,
That's
we're,
good.
We're on shot now.
And Elian, yes please, sir.
Elian is average height, quite
Bless
thin,
you.
a little bit
Very nice.
scrawny, completely unscarred, raven black hair, kind of shoulder length. He's wearing clothing which would have been fashionable for Vallaki about, say, 5 years ago. And over the top, there's a chain shirt. He has a longbow slung over one shoulder, and a small drum at his other hip, along with a rapier.
Nice.
Jakul is a silver dragonborn. He is currently looking very well kept. He is somehow, even though
Oh,
everyone
his
else is
boots.
quite raggedly, he has his boots back. He's found them if they actually were left in the.
They
bin.
were. Do you
Yes.
not remember? I went and got them and gave
yes,
them
yes.
to you.
He's got them now. His scales are very clean and almost shiny, reflecting in the torchlight. And yeah, his clothes are very, like, almost as brand new.
Hessia is a tiefling, just over 5 foot, dark red, coppery skin, wild, thick black hair, horns that sort of come out from her forehead, and a tail as well, and just sort of plain black travelling clothes. At the moment, obviously, she's a bit distracted by this voice that's back in her head, so that the eyes are sort of a bit unfocused, darting around the room.
Love it.
Terrible. Constance is a 6'3" beefcake orc, half orc, in full paladin gear, blue tabard, and a makeshift white wimple made out of a shirt.
Gabriel is stands about 5'9". He is wearing black travelling clothes. Has a hat a lot like one that Solomon Kane would wear. His eyes currently are piercing purple.
He doesn't wear any armour, does he? Oh.
No.
So the only armoured are Ching Ching and Red a little bit.
Yeah, I've got.
Oh, and a little, you're in
Chain
chain,
armour.
aren't you? And you're the sort of-
Yeah, scale.
yeah.
The better to protect me from Danica.
Scale on
Certain-
scale.
Yeah.
She is the most terrifying thing in Barovia right now.
Hessia, you hear a voice in your head. Good. It is important that Erwin stays here. I have a plan for him. Danica, I do not care for at all.
What plan?
You speaking out loud or?
Yeah, no, she's speaking out loud.
Okay.
We'll make this place safe with him. He's a good man, a strong man.
He is, yes.
Make sure he stays.
Yes. Yes.
So the rest of you would all hear that one-handed, sided conversation.
What's the little voice saying to you now?
Well, Erwin is a good man, and he is good for this place.
Yes, but that doesn't mean he should stay.
You see Danica push herself back, takes a breath in, recomposes herself.
Seems the decision's already made.
No, I'm not prepared to admit that. Erwin, you remember how it felt when we lost our mother? You remember what that did to us?
Yes.
And you're going to visit that on Brom Bray.
I also
Except
remember.
worse, because they won't know for sure. They'll just be left wondering every single day. Family's important. And you made a commitment to that. And you owe them more than you owe these people. You want to help these people, fine. But you do it from the winery. You do it by helping with the order. Because I can tell you something for nothing, for sure, the old crow doesn't care. Not anymore. Somebody needs to be there who does. Who can make things happen, not just in Vallaki, but across the whole of Barovia. I'm going to work with these people. You need to work with the rest of the order. And that's not going to be done from here. Because if you stay here, it's just not going to work.
Vallaki will fall then.
Do you know what? This is about family.
Blood is thicker than water.
You want to help people? Do it in a way where you can still keep your commitment to your family. Because you can. You know you can. We have all these resources at our fingertips that just aren't being used. We have people who can go the length and breadth of Barovia and come back and tell you what's happening. And you can pass messages on to people who could do something about it. And you can be the centre of that. And you can keep her happy. You can still be a father to your sons. and you could make more of a difference than you could here.
Do all of you feel this way?
I'm gonna grab Hessia and kind of cover her mouth.
I do what I do for my child.
You survive better in a pack, not alone.
Constance.
It's not my place to say. This is between you and your family.
And every minute we stay here is another minute we're wasting.
I agree.
We have things that we can do. And you do whatever you need to do.
Please, Owen. Do both.
Okay. Give me a persuasion dice roll.
Do you have inspiration or some bonus?
We'll see how persuasive you are.
29.
Is that a nat 20?
No, that's
It's
a
a
19.
19.
You got plus 10 on persuasion,
That's
blimey.
insane!
Cards are OP AF.
Goodness.
Jeez.
If you get plus 10.
Plus 10 on persuasion.
Plus 5's the best I've got. Not anything.
8.
Plus 7, I thought that was high.
I'll be cut off back at the vineyard. I'll do what I can.
You have people who can carry messages for you.
I'll see if I can get someone else to come and run the blue water.
Why don't you give it to one of the huntsmen?
The one huntsman who's
One.
still sat at the bar. Fuck off. He... Danica, I give you my oath. I'll be by your side. She stops for a second, and as if watching the pieces of someone just fall off, you see the poise go, as you see a smile erupt across her face as she just openly cries and runs to the man she loves. For a moment, for her, there is no one else in the room apart from him. That is all that exists. As it passes very quickly, she sees you're back there. With a deep breath, the spine straightens, the shoulders go back. With a little brush, she puts her hair back behind her head.
I will catch her eye and just raise an eyebrow slightly.
That's like...
We should head to the church.
Yes.
He says one thing we can do is consecrate their ground and cover that west gate.
That's the first thing we can do.
Yes.
Get glare at your call.
Danica,
I'll keep my hand over your mouth.
we best open the blue water for the rest of the day. And then tomorrow we'll go back to the Wizards of Wine. We'll have to travel by road, of course. We could use a guard, I guess.
Are you asking us to come with you?
Don't we have to head that way?
Do we?
Part of the way. So sure.
Well, let's do what we need to do here first. Before we start committing to anything else.
She, little Picard manoeuvre as she pulls down and then disappears back into the kitchen.
Oh, Danica. Don't slap me again. Ever. I'm done letting you take 3 shots.
Ooh.
Did no one ever teach you not to poke a hornet's nest?
No.
What would you say?
It
Give me a
shows.
second.
Slap him, slap him, slap him.
Her eyes will harden on you for a second. I meant what I said earlier. And as you know, I'm a woman of my word.
I know.
Next time it won't be a slap. It will be your head on a platter. Now, do enjoy your stay. She goes back to work in the Blue Water Inn.
We should head to the church.
Yes.
So all of you with full bellies. Erwin starts hurrying himself and cleaning tables. He still looks very tired.
Oh, my paladin card's down there.
You're what now?
Paladin cards.
There are many paladin cards, yes.
These ones?
Possibly.
Or
No, this one closes properly over everything.
These ones?
Yeah, those ones that are wedged in desperately. Thank you.
Before we leave, I'll
Let me go.
say to yes. I'll say to Owen that you can take our, as a gift to your father to hopefully smooth things over, you can take our unicorn rug and give it as a gift.
yes.
Our unicorn
Candy
rug.
now.
Everyone forgot about it.
I have no qualms with
I
that.
don't really care.
Fine, I
If it
remember.
helps.
I remember the unicorn rug.
Are you going to go see Blinksy?
Fine.
Maybe it will help tide things over.
I brought you this unicorn rug.
That's clear.
As the doors are unbolted, and what would you like to do?
Church.
Straight to the church.
Avoiding the armies. They're
Armies?
Yeah,
Or-
it's-
Army.
The
rabble.
Rabble,
Yeah,
probably
the
best.
guards. The standoff.
As you make your way out, it becomes very apparent. So you've kind of got a road going east to west. And about halfway through that road, you've got a road that comes down to meet it as a T-junction and goes north. Lady Watcher's house is up here. The inn is kind of here. And you are going west along this road. The Burgermeister's house is just to the south of this road as well. The guard around that house seems very high. Give me a investigation or insight, please. Just see what you take in. You can use perception if you want.
Can I?
I'll give you different things. depending what you're
18 on
using.
investigation.
16 on perception.
20 on insight.
20 on inspiration.
23 on
Perception.
insight, sorry.
I got 2 because I got disadvantage.
20 on perception.
Constance is focused on looking for dangers.
Okay.
People are definitely giving you funny looks, but no one's approaching you.
There is no danger.
Insight gang,
No, investigation.
what did you get between you?
20.
23.
16.
Oh, jeez.
Nice.
With it would seem that the majority of the guard senior officers are all either missing or dead. With Izek being at their head, you've not seen, when you're looking around at ranks and stuff like that, they weren't like militaristic guard, but there were definitely some who were in charge, and you can't see any of them. Perception?
No, I got 20.
With 20 perception, you can see a lot of the guards are, some of them are citizen levy who have been jumped up to guard, for sure. From looking at them, they weren't, again, not that organised, but these are even less organised. And you can also see a lot of people north of the road loitering, just kind of stood around.
whatever we are going to do, we need to do it quick.
What about investigation?
And
Investigation 18.
ooh, nice. Sorry, yes. So as you're looking around and actually poking around, you come across some handwriting that you've seen before, and it was on a little invitation you were given to come to a book club.
Oh, yeah.
And it states that this evening there shall be a special reading.
It's like just stuck on the wall, or
Yeah.
pull it off.
And that all lovers of fine books should make sure they attend.
I'll pull that from where I find it and show that around. Lady Watcher's got a plan, clearly.
All we need to do is quick.
Yeah, it'd be good if we could go there before the night, if that's when they're all going to be gathered.
A young man approaches you as you're going through. You can see he's been pushed forwards by two other guards with him. He's wearing mismatched helmet, which doesn't seem to fit him very well, and some chain with a couple of holes in it. You're invited to speak to the Burgmeister.
Oh, lovely. Please thank the Burgomaster for his invitation, and we will be there momentarily. There is a matter that we have to attend to urgently, and then we will be attending on his pleasure forthwith.
Yeah.
He just kind of
From
speaks
what
to
he
all
said.
of you. Good. And then with that, kind of hurries away back to the others. He approached you by himself. The guards completely changed from what they used to be.
So
They
we're
were-
now visiting the Burgomaster as well.
Well, I wasn't specific about when.
Yes, vague promises.
Apart from that, you're left to go the rest of your way. The church?
Yep.
The church was never a pretty building, but now it is precarious and not pretty. Slanted, the whole building, not just the tower, at a slight angle. You can see various potholes approaching it as well. The whole thing seems to have sunk a good 2 foot into the ground, and areas of the graveyard seem to have sunk a good 10 foot in places.
There were 2 of you.
Technically 3, Erwin was there.
I don't think
Technically
you
four,
casting
but
that
it's
spell on
also
the
two.
outside of it really helped.
Well, the door was locked.
I could have unlocked it.
Cassia could have unlocked it.
I unlocked it.
Has it subsided since?
I wouldn't have knocked the church
Slid
down.
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
Definitely.
knock
I
the
might have
church
done.
down.
You definitely
would have
did.
done.
No, I was like that when I got here.
You can, as you approach and come up to the main door, you can hear the sort of rhythmic but not skilled, more like crying prayers of someone in total desperation asking for help. As the doors no longer shut, as they open slightly, and there's probably the best part, about 15 people in here, all of them just praying for salvation.
Ooh, good. Acolytes.
No priest in here. Still towards the front, the sacred burial chamber of their saint is still desecrated, with the bones being removed. And you do not feel, when you first walked into it, you felt you were walking onto consecrated ground. You do not at all. Give me knowledge religion, or anyone with knowledge religion.
7.
Oh. That's a 4.
Red doesn't care enough.
15?
All of you feel slightly uneasy walking onto here, but you can't put your finger on why.
No.
No.
Oh.
They're
Cassia.
not unease noises.
Right, what did you wake up at? that is making this place feel so...
We didn't wake anything.
It could be the undead that's underneath us.
Oh,
It
right.
makes it
Do we want to add that to the to-do list, or...
It is buried underneath.
50 feet of rubble.
It's still clearly causing something, because I just nearly wanted to throw up when I walked through the doors.
Well, hopefully reconsecrating this land will...
If that bone has enough power for it.
Hessia.
The limit to what I can do.
Let's hope it's a powerful bone.
I'm not normally keen on vengeance, but there is something slightly bittersweet when you offer someone aid and they refuse it, and then you watch their world crumble to dust. You, on the other hand, you know my strength to you, your strength to me.
Yes. You said that.
She'll be wiped from history. Unlike you, you'll be remembered for all time as the savior of Barovia.
She likes that. She doesn't say anything.
Help these fools lay her to rest. Remove her spirit from this world forever. And it's time to move forwards.
She doesn't say anything.
Well,
Yeah.
Jakul, you know what to do.
I assume.
Ta-da.
Yes.
I'm going to wait here, if you don't mind.
That's fine with me. Markovia, because when we were talking and I had agreed to do it, she kind of gave me some basic instructions. of
Yeah,
what to
she
do.
kind of... So at the moment, you're one level off being able to do consecration.
And I did it before with the angel's hammer as well.
Yeah, so she kind of... It's almost as if you're kind of like doing a consecration spell, but you're using this bone to do it.
Okay. Can I use my previous experience with the mace of like putting the energy out of the mace and into the land?
Yeah,
Use that same knowledge to try and take her spirit out of the bone and into the church itself.
Yeah, nice.
So try and like divest the bone and put it into the land.
Yeah. Does anyone want to assist?
Probably not how tired I am currently. Am I?
Go on.
You want to rest up?
Yes.
I'll help.
No.
I'm just gonna join the people in the church and
Yeah.
take it.
Right, let me
Why does nobody ever let me help?
in a
Okay.
a non-engaging in religion kind of way. I will kind of put my hands on you and I will sing very softly under my breath and I will cast Enhance Ability. And I will give you Owl's Wisdom.
Ooh.
And I will give you Bardic Inspiration.
Love a bard.
How does he do the bardic inspiration?
So it's... He just kind of...
You'd probably know a story of...
Oh, that's true. Actually, I can give you a fragment of the sort of the saga of Saint Markovia and a couple of just sort of visit a few of the really notable points during her history. Kind of dressed up in a very sort of, I think, kind of saga-ish fashion. It's quite poetic, but yeah, he kind of really sort of stirs you up and fires you
Think
up.
kind of Joan of Arc,
Ooh.
and you've got Saint Markovia.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Young girl, peasantry, got fed up with all of the darkness in the world, stood up for what she believed was right, and at first was in Kresk and joined the church, and then trained here, and then went back to Kresk and uprising and went against Strahd.
Precipitation and thaumaturgy. As he's telling the story, I will add sounds of faint music and the smell of something like rosemary.
I will lead the people in going, ooh.
Hessia?
I am not allowed to help.
So, how are you helping?
She is helping.
By not helping.
Red's not engaging. She doesn't like religion.
Okay.
It's
I'll
weird.
take my little pouch.
Preach.
So she's found a spot in the corner of the church which has got like some sort of moss or dirt around
there's
it.
plenty.
It's just sort of not like clinging to it, but just like placed like fingers on it just to sort of maintain a connection.
So those who are not joining in, can you both give me a perception check, please?
13.
18.
Ooh.
Well done.
Thanks, head, brain, voice.
Demon power.
Be with me.
Yeah, Alien
Both
clearly
need to-
really identifies with St. Markovia for some strange reason.
That's good. Thank you for the assistance. I will now roll a 1.
But you have advantage.
Yes.
Don't roll a 1
Run
twice.
2 once.
I
I mean, you've also got a halfling as well, so.
Oh yes, I can reroll one.
Just pick Red up and rub her all over
Lucky
you.
me.
Give me advantage. Either knowledge religion, I think.
Okay, for doing the consecration.
And you've got bardic inspiration on it.
Okay, I'm going to go to the altar, and place her bone onto the altar, and what do the perception people see? Or
I'll do it in a second. I'll jump back to it in a
I'll
second.
go to the altar and I'll place her bone down, and I will sit to pray and try and connect with her spirit like I had before. Now with my new knowledge of her and the type of person she is.
Okay, give me the roll now.
Religion.
Yeah, you got advantage on it.
And I roll a d6 as well.
You can
Oh,
choose to do that after you roll the d20.
Okay. There's my first one.
Advantage.
Hang on, wait, no, because you can use.
I'll
Lucky.
use red.
Was that a 1?
Oh, yeah.
It was a 1.
Red, so is he talking out loud?
Yeah.
Red's
Something
going to
wrong
make
with
some
this
sort of
dice,
noise.
I
I don't know.
Well,
She's
that
not.
didn't work.
She's not listening to him, but she'll end up making some sort of noise, which.
Yeah, roll that again then for me. Amazing.
This die, there's got to be something wrong with it.
Not the tower.
Go on, do the tower. Do the tower.
5.
And then the second roll for the
The second roll.
advantage.
Oh God. 9.
It's better.
It's getting better every time.
12, 13, 14.
Okay, I'm happy enough with that. So, you see someone you've seen in the church a couple of times. You noticed when you first spoke to the priest here, and he mentioned the bones being missing, was here at the time, and he mentioned various people who've been about. It's a youngish man, maybe 19, 18, wearing a simple black sort of linen shirt, open at the front with string, heavily dirty though. He looks quite strong for his age. And you can see near him, as he stands sort of near the door, a big heavy shovel and pickaxe. You've seen him a couple of times sort of walking around in the graveyard while you've been here. And there's a look on his face when Jackal brings the bone out of shock would be closest. And then you can see he's got quite a large brow to him. Not an ugly man, but a strong brow shadowing his eyes, and then he looks angry. As he looks up towards it from the back of the room. Quickly, Jackal. There's not long left. There's darkness everywhere here now. It's closing in on me. There's so little left. Do it now.
I will reach to strengthen the connection between me and her and try and push her spirit into the ground, try and communicate you will be safe and protect the
Do you
people
believe
as
that she'll be safe?
I believe that this is the safest option for her. This
Is
is
that
what
what
she
Jakul
wants.
thinks? That's not what I'm asking. Does Jakul think that she'll be safe in the ground?
In the church, not the ground. I think in the church itself, in the structure itself, not the actual earth. But yes, if I can put her into the church and reconsecrate the land, if the land itself is consecrated, I believe that she will be safe. As long as the consecration succeeds. If it fails, then I know she's not going to be safe.
Thank you, Jakul. It would have been good to have you by my side all those years.
I wish I was there. Persist.
Give me another roll, please.
Do I still have advantage?
Yeah.
10. 4. 10.
Yeah. You're forcing her spirit from the bone into the church. It is a push to do this. You see the young gravedigger as he's just watching, eyes fixed on what's happening at the front of the church.
I'm watching him with that same sort of fix. Just if he makes any move to do anything, then I'll proceed.
It's taking Jakul longer than expected. Does anyone do anything? Maybe 10 minutes have passed.
Watching the guy.
A lot of people are watching up in awe of what's going on.
I'm going to start sort of singing a well-known sort of hymn.
Has Constance got a good voice?
Probably middling, not great, not awful.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, just something that hopefully people might know, and just to sort of alleviate some of the awkwardness that Jakul might be feeling.
Anyone else want to do anything?
Don't want.
Elliot will cross up to the altar and he'll just put a hand on Jakul's shoulder and say, "You can do this. I believe in you."
Thank you. I need it. Can I use your dice as well?
Yes,
Gabriel?
You really
I
should.
think at this point now, Gabriel is clear that Jakul is doing his thing, so he'll be paying more attention to the surrounding area.
Yeah,
now.
give me a perception.
That would be a crit. That'd be 24.
All three of you would notice the young man at the back of the room, with purpose, starts to walk down the central aisle towards
Can I-
Jakul.
Step across to intercept.
Yeah, you guys can indeed.
Do I see it as well, or?
You can do whatever you like. As you step in front, he's not sort of reached you yet, but
Yeah.
he's walking in.
I'm just keeping an eye out now because I've seen you move.
Yeah, Red's gonna stand up and watch what's going on.
He goes to step round you.
Move to block him. No further.
Why?
Important work going on.
What's he doing up there?
It's important. It's for the church. It's for Vallaki.
I work here.
I'm sure he'll be done in a minute. He can't be disturbed right now.
He again tries to walk past you. He's going to
Key.
physically
Okay.
give me a strength check.
Oh god, I'm rubbish at strength. 11?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is able to just shoulder past you.
When Red sees him shoulder, she's gonna very quietly cast hold person under her breath. Just literally just a little
Yeah, he's not
wisdom
doing it.
saving throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, very very quietly just.
Yeah, I like it. he shoulder passes you with ease, and then mid-step just stops dead.
I'd go to try and like grab him and then obviously realise that
Yeah,
he's...
he's not moving at all. Right, last roll.
Alright. using someone else's dice.
See if it's just your dice.
Is it you or is it the dice?
Constance, give me a singing.
See a singing roll.
So it's just performance
Is that
if you've got it,
performance?
but you probably don't. But it just goes off your.
Yeah, I've got
Charisma.
It's a +2.
I've got a 4 and a 9, so 6.
Okay.
Not great.
It'd be +2, so it'd be 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 plus 2.
I've got disadvantage on
yeah.
all ability checks.
Because
You're still
exhaustion.
exhausted.
That's rough.
Really tired singing.
It definitely does the job. It takes
It's a drone.
It takes the eyes off Jackal, shall we say? Probably not how Constance would like. A couple of the times you get a little bit lost for the words, and there's a few bits. You know when you've got someone, all things bright and beautiful.
Yeah. And rhyming the same words at the end of the line with the same word then at the end of the next line because you can't remember what rhymes. Yeah.
That's right. It's not all.
This is it.
But it's loud.
Come on,
and
buddy.
That's what important.
Please, Jackal, do it now.
For you and for the people.
Yeah, a voice made for a chorus, not a solo.
Oh, finally something good.
It's that dice.
Oh,
23.
25.
25.
He hasn't. You
You use a different dice.
I got advantage.
You got
as well,
advantage
I see.
tracking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Crit.
It's your dice then.
No, not crit. 25.
Yeah, clearly your dice are broken.
Yes.
I'm taking these back before they get infected.
Infected by me.
They're fine with
The
me.
ones are
Maybe it's.
spreading.
16.
Yeah, I got like 18.
Maybe you've got a
19.
weird. Maybe you've got a weird.
17.
Wait,
Dice throw. 14.
You need to work on that dice technique. That's what it is.
tower.
we
mate.
cannot make it roll low, so.
I use the tower even. It's like how can you roll that
What was it?
5.
I didn't roll below a 14 in 5 rolls.
That was also that's a 6.
As you say the prayer, you're holding onto the bone, her thigh bone, crafted into this weapon. As you feel the energy leave it and go into you. As you feel just this rush of holy strength, this vigor and energy that you have never felt in your life. And you realize if you wanted to, you could hold it. You don't need to push this through. You can hold this inside of you right now, and this energy will be yours.
No, this is not what she wants. I will do as she wants and let her protect this land. Good thing I'm doing this.
Is there any hesitation, or does he just push it straight through?
A moment of like fleeting thought of like.
There's a beauty to it
Does he
that
savour
you've
the
not.
feeling? Does he savour it like it's a
To be fair, he's probably missed like, the
beautiful
feeling
moment
of
of
divinity.
Yeah, it's a feeling of divinity.
There is definitely a beauty to it, but it's like a beauty of martial skill, a beauty of like swordsmanship, and that kind of beauty that you have not seen before.
I'm beautiful enough. I don't.
Yes, Jackal drained the bone. As you focus it, then onto the altar, as you feel this energy start to drain through you and go through into the church, into the land.
Into the stonework of the church, not the earth.
Yeah. As the sound of battle rings in your ear from all around you, the sound of clashing of steel, the sound of a charge. It's echoed in the halls. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And with that, the sound goes. Hesia. And so it is done. Good. The plan proceeds. We must act together. We are one now. As I trust you, you must trust me.
Like internally, there's a positive, but she's being more careful now without talking out loud. Yeah.
All of the holy gang
19.
start to feel the sensation of being on consecrated ground. As it spreads through you like a little tingling in the bottom of your souls.
No, and the bottom of your soul.
Anyone who doesn't like being in holy ground, you're okay.
Okay.
You're fine. Don't think you feel great.
Dingo.
Yeah, Red's just trying to maintain the concentration.
Yeah.
You don't catch on fire, that's good.
I am also not on fire.
That is true, that's good.
Probably took you the best part of an hour,
That's unusual for you.
Oh, right.
but you would definitely say that this is once again consecrated. How long it's going to last for, who knows?
Do you think we can take the bone from here, Jackal?
I hold the bow, and does it have any holy energy in it? It just kind of...
Doesn't seem to.
It's just a
You'll hear
It should
Red
be
pipe
fine.
up saying, "Is it done?"
It is done. Her wish has been fulfilled.
Yeah, she's gonna drop the hold person on that dude.
He lets out a snarl.
Who's that guy?
And then goes to stalk out quite quickly.
I'm going to try and head him off.
Bye.
Yeah, you'd be able to catch him. He's not
just
running.
stand in the aisle
Yeah.
in the way.
right.
Right.
Hestia constant sandwich.
Fine.
You don't seem particularly happy about the turn of events here.
What are you gonna do with that bone? You want me to bury it? That's what I do around here.
I think that's up to cool over there. Is that what you do then?
I dig the graves. It's been tough since the father's gone.
Can I do sort of investigation?
Yeah, what are you looking for?
To see if he's I suppose it wouldn't really be investigation, it'd probably
Insight.
insight, yeah.
Yeah.
Into his sort of attitude of it. Ooh, that's a crit and a 18. Not bad.
Nice.
Investigate insight +3, so 21. I basically want to know what his deal is.
What's your deal, mate?
Vague at all.
Basically, want to know what the hell.
Everything.
What even?
Because, like, he doesn't look like he's been fighting in the previous night. He's presumably been holed up here, but you lot didn't mention him, so...
No. I worked. Lucian took me in. As a street urchin here. So, and gave me a job when I dug the graves. You kind of look at him and look at his tools. You investigated the
The tomb that was broken into.
yeah.
Yeah.
Looking at how it was shimmied open,
A pick and a shovel would probably do the job.
and then looking at his pick.
Yeah. I would like to do an intimidation. Which probably won't go well.
Yeah.
Half-orc paladin.
Give me a roll.
I know, but also 11 and that was it. 9
We'll go on the 11. I'm not going to give
but
you a
I've
disadvantage on that.
+5.
+5.
Yeah, you got him.
Are there like any like candles or flames lit?
Nothing lit at the moment, no.
I was going to give you a bit of.
I would like to just sort of
That's
you know, beef myself up a bit and look. How tall is he?
He's shrinking down already.
Yeah.
I'll give you the Gandalf effect.
Nice shovel and pick you've got there. Do you use that to open tombs as well as dig them?
So he kind of looks around. I was hungry, alright. I didn't realise it was going to do all this trouble.
Who did you say that to?
can answer that question.
Yeah. The person I got
Where's
it
the
from.
rest of her? Where's the rest of her?
That's all that was in there. I promise. You think Father Lucian's going to be all right?
No.
Did you see him ride off?
Yeah, I saw him.
Do you think he'll be all right?
No, I don't think he will.
No.
I was hungry, and then
Red's gonna telepathically communicate with Constance, and she's gonna say, when Jakul was performing the rites, that boy tried to get past Hessia and get to Jakul. If he just sold it for food, why was he so keen to stop it?
I've been hungry too. But
yeah, I think he did some. He must have done some of that dark magic on me. I've heard he does dark magic on people. Your knowledge is instantly that as soon as you enter consecrated ground, you're pretty much gone.
yeah. Wait, who did you say? So, was it Esmeralda who?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's that.
Esmeralda had the bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she got it from
The Vallaki.
Well,
Vallaki.
lucky. Right.
The
Vistani.
Danny.
Can I-
We're still going to make that. Right.
Can I get to see if he's lying? Like, kind of inset into whether he's telling a lie or not?
Yeah. And you know he is. You know he is. I'm not even going to make you roll.
Cool.
He's bullshitting you.
Yeah.
You can tell. Food bit probably not, but the dark magic bit, you would know that when you first came here, this was consecrated ground. And even if it's weakly consecrated, if you have got a evil mind effect on you, as soon as you enter onto here, the reason that it's secure, it's gonna get rid of it nearly every single time.
I'll
No, I
strike.
promise I won't do it again.
I'll stride forward and I'll raise the bone and say, "Why were you trying to stop me?"
I thought he'd be happy if I got it.
Who?
At first, I thought it was just a man from the outside. But Father Lucian, he'd raised me well. And I knew who it was who was visiting me.
Well, he used you well. He used you well.
You say that consecration ground removes mind effects, but it's only evil mind effects, or all mind?
A lot of evil mind effects.
So all mind effects, or just
Probably from you, no. If it's a good mind effect, you might be okay.
I'm gonna let him pass because he's, as far as Constance is concerned, he's just, you know.
Yeah, I'll kind of walk up to him, still holding the bone out, and I'll reach out to put my hand on his shoulder. Is he shying away, or still?
Are you going to hold the bone up for him? Yeah, he'll come towards it, yeah.
Okay. I'll put my hand on his shoulder, and I'm going
In the face.
to... No.
Smite him! Sacred flame!
There are 2 types. Passion!
Sorry, hold on.
Yeah,
I'm gonna...
he's very eager to get the bone. It does look like,
My guy.
like the way it's built and the gem set into the base of it. It looks like it's got some value to it for sure.
Right, I'm gonna
I regret.
put my hand on his shoulder,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna say, "Come now, we're all friends here," and I'm gonna use beguiling beauty to charm him.
Okay. There'll be a natural 1.
Oh. He is taken by your beauty.
Fluttering the old eyelashes.
So
He is completely
charmed
under
by
your
me,
charm.
Yeah.
He now,
And I'll say, if this is something you want so much, then if you tell me why, surely we can help each other.
I didn't know Lucian was going to get hurt. But fuck that guy. I was going to be rich. They never paid up. So I hid it.
But they stole it from you.
Yeah, it went missing. Went back for it and it weren't there.
The cheek of them.
So I never got my money and I never got my food.
Such a shame that you're out of a job now as well.
I'll get a new one.
Yes, I'm sure many people wish to hire
Maybe you could hire me.
I'm sure I could ask around and find someone who would have a need for your talents.
Yeah?
I'm not clear on who paid to have the bone stolen.
Yes. It seems a bit of an injustice that they took it from you without paying you. Who was it that paid you?
Or didn't pay
Or
you.
was going to pay you?
He kind of looks around. I think it was that. Kind of looks in the general direction of Castle Ravenloft. He came to visit little old me.
Wow. That is quite something.
Always knew I was special.
Indeed.
Maybe if you come hang around with me, then he'll come visit you as well.
Perhaps.
Doesn't
But-
always want it.
Yes, I do not think we are special enough, as special as you.
Speak for yourself.
So, I think not.
What are you going to do again?
Um,
He looks at you, eyes wide.
I believe if you wish to find another employee, you should definitely not do something like this again. You will have lost some trust.
Well, just between me and you, I think there's going to be a much bigger need for a grave digger here. So, I think I'll do all right.
What, more than last night?
I've been very busy.
Right. What is it you think is going to be happening soon? Just between me and you, obviously. What would you call it, you?
All of us here.
All of us
All of us
friends.
and you.
Us friends here, we can share.
He kind of looks around. Since we're so good friends, one of my old friends, he got himself in the guard. Now they've been looking for people. But what they don't know is he's also been paid. At first he wouldn't tell me who. But it's that lady Watcher's paid him.
Ooh, that sounds like a pretty good deal. Can you tell me his name so that we can maybe strike a deal between us as well?
No.
No. Okay.
Nah. Afraid not.
Fair enough.
How many other guards are paid similarly?
Don't know.
It's a coup.
I better get back to work then.
Sorry.
What are you going to do with that bone?
I can think of a few places to put it.
I need it. We need to give it back.
It has been promised to
Yes.
someone else. Please do not cause more trouble.
He scurries off on his way with a final look of adoration over his shoulder towards you.
There
The
goes.
one that makes him like cry as well.
Yeah, this is the
Cry
lower
with your
tier
beauty.
version of it. Yeah, the next tier. Everyone cry now. I'm too beautiful.
That needs to happen.
There goes somebody I could quite happily stand to see fall down
Lots
a
of
flight
people,
daggers.
lots of people in the church are saying that the prayers have been answered, and
You're welcome.
all of you definitely get the idea you're on sacred, consecrated ground.
Sanctified.
Are we still going to be bigging up the Burgomaster? Is that still the plan?
We're going to look at Watcher's basement, won't we?
Yes.
It's probably about 3 o'clock now. It took you a couple of hours
should
to
go
do
then.
that.
I'll kind of turn to the people and say, people of the
Vallaki.
whatever
Gonna
this
make
place
us-
is.
Gaze upon my beauty. Do it.
And weep.
At the behest of the Burgomaster, this land is now reconsecrated. This church is protected from evil. The Burgomaster has found a way, with our assistance, to help protect you.
There's a bit of shock and some muttering amongst them, but they seem happy as a
Right.
group.
I'm gonna nudge the others to disperse slightly, and then we're gonna start some applause.
I'll take a small bow.
Red does not stop clapping.
Just insistently keep it up until everybody else does out of sheer embarrassment.
There is a rough.
Shall we leave now?
Yes.
Yes.
I've had quite enough of being in the church.
Now for a basement.
It's been a while since we last went in an evil basement.
Can we just nip across to the toy shop first? Just,
Yes, we should, yes.
Can we just walk
Can we-
past
yeah.
to make sure that it is not burnt down?
Can we just
Where is the toy shop in
clarify?
I
comparison?
think we're going to be on
It's
a
kind of on the way south.
It's
and
on
then
the
north.
way. There we go. Fine.
Yeah.
It's just a sort of
out of
little
interest.
stroll past.
It's in the south side of the city near the poor area.
Could pick up some more toys. They've actually been very useful with making children
Um,
drop children.
As you're walking out, the consecrated ground travels out further from the church now,
Yay!
past the boundary of the graveyard.
Yeah.
Tingle, tingle,
Nice.
tingle.
Yeah.
No tinkle.
No, don't tinkle in the grave.
Ting with a G.
Tinkle.
Oh,
Can you bean me?
Bean.
Bean.
thank you.
I'm beaning myself as well.
As you make your way through town,
What she wanted.
in the south side of the city of town of Vallaki, this is the kind of Burgermeister side, cutting through some of the slums. You walk past the area where you hid for the night, and some of the drabs are there, and you get people begging for alcohol as you walk past, for sure.
Did the guy we give the gold coin to die of alcohol poisoning?
Yeah. You're going to poke your head in. Yeah. When you left, starting to drink with him. You make your way to the very small toy shop. Who's going in first?
I'm not bothered. I'm staying out.
Oh, Blinskis.
I just want to knock on the door and put my head in.
Yeah. As you do, you hear a raised voice. Ah, you little shit, I'm going to kill you!
Seems fine.
The toy maker's still alive.
Exactly.
You can see working on a table at the back, making some toys, Blinksy, and he's heavily sucking his thumb or finger at the moment, and you can see in his other he's got a needle and thread. And he takes his finger down Oh, sorry, children.
No.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Is no fun, is no blinksy.
Just wanted to check that,
Blinks.
you know, everything
our
was
friend?
okay.
No.
How are you getting on with the gift we gave you?
It wasn't a gift.
The
It was a
gift we
lend.
sold you.
We didn't sell it.
The gift we lent you. What do you want me to say? You just say yourself. If you're going to have that many errors.
As
I want it back.
you see this small doll.
Small.
It's about this big.
Compared to a person.
In this leather, with this
Red
leather
size.
mask and eyes just sort of in the sockets. With this sort of checkered pattern with the reds.
We got a sentient doll, and we didn't want it.
It's terrifying.
Red visibly sort of like tenses up.
Wait, what?
Don't
It's
worry
quite
about
interesting though. You should see it.
it.
Okay.
You haven't made copies of it, have you?
And he's got these kind of
It's a bit
Feet.
off-brand.
and puffy. And you can see he kind of stands up and he looks quite menacing. And he's holding just like the head of one of the dolls. As his head kind of turns around to you and twists at an unnatural angle and thinks, oh, he's been great. Excellent help. And helping me with all the toys for all the children.
Wonderful.
He does seem suited to your style.
Can I look at the new toys?
How?
you
It's
made?
terrifying.
Yeah.
I'll bring some
Like, what are they like?
Of similar meat.
He has two which look very, very similar to Irina. One which is
that one with its mouth stitched
incredibly similar.
One with the crosses for eyes.
And that was the one he seems to be making.
Nice smile.
The one with the knife.
The other toys are the usual bizarre stuff that he makes.
I mean, that one has real
A lot of
blood
stuff
spurting
where
action.
heads come off it and you can put it on other places in the body.
Very normal.
And monstrous things. And there seems to be some like large wolf that eats
Including the
children.
suits, the-
I would like to cast Divine Sense, please, in this room.
Yeah.
And sort of have a little sense around the place.
As you look round the room and you're all kind of chatting for a second, Red, the very small doll catches your eye as you're looking at him. And
Did you roll a critical one?
holding onto the needle,
Roll for beam.
you can see the what it's making. It's got buttons for eyes, and quite vigorously, just like, and then pulls the thread through without breaking eye contact with you.
What is it?
We're leaving it here.
As you look at it, it's definitely evil. No doubt about it.
Yeah, we need that anyway.
Really?
It's not like,
Is Blinksy just a normal guy?
yeah.
Well,
No, but
have you seen his shot?
Well, exactly.
He's clearly
No,
not a
Blinksy's
normal
definitely
guy.
not evil.
He's good, is he?
No, he's not evil.
He's not evil.
He's just not evil.
But you can define.
So, some new toys for you, was it? Yes. I've got this wolf.
Red.
I'm not a child.
So,
Would you like this one, little one?
No.
Look what it does! As he kind of like
Look what it
pulls
does,
this
Red.
lever and its mouth goes up and down and he like puts a baby in it.
Red doesn't break eye contact with him and just makes a bit of fire appear in her hands and holds it quite dangerously close to the doll.
don't give him ideas, Red. We'll be making toys that can do that now.
Oh, I see.
Can I have it?
I think it's great.
Just 10 silver pieces.
Don't waste your money.
Are you kidding me?
Don't waste it.
Is no fun is no biscuit.
Was there
Silver
nothing
is
else
important.
in the room? Was it all just normal toys? Normal. Horrific
As
toys.
normal as Blinksy
Yeah.
can get.
Okay.
The one of Irina is freakishly accurate. Now, freakishly accurate.
Final piece.
So it's up to you how you would feel seeing that.
Yeah, Red doesn't like
Look
it.
away.
Like very, very.
You no longer have to make that.
Pardon?
You no longer have to make that.
Make what?
That
Hold
doll.
on.
Let's not claim any responsibility.
Izek will no longer be claiming it.
He kind of looks to the small automated doll, Piddlewick, and then looks back to you. What happened to him?
He's dead. He's buried about 50.
Shh. If that news gets out. It's no fun, it's no blinksy, is what I always say. You want to buy how many toys? Well, I don't know if I can do an order that large. He looks worried. I think we'll lock up tonight, won't we?
They suit each other so
I have
perfectly.
so many questions.
It's fine. Right. Have you seen what
Well,
you did say?
yes. This is purely
Everyone is
fine.
still as they were.
Yes. Shall we?
Let's carry on.
Yes.
Nice to see you again,
But-
Binksy.
I
Little
mean,
Wick. Bye.
So which ones did you want?
Oh, the wolf. Who wanted the wolf?
Yeah, let's get
The
the wolf.
wolf?
Don't
The
waste
baby
your
is
silver.
extra.
sorry, what?
That's
That's the whole point.
As Blinksy holds it, the little automated man comes up and like moves the trigger on the back of the wolf so it goes. They both look at you with expected eyes.
It's such a great double act going on. I'm so glad we gave it to him.
It's traumatizing and amazing in equal measure.
How much is it?
The wolf was
silver.
10. Wolf was 10.
Since it's you, I'll put it in for free. Just tell all your friends.
Of course.
Yes.
Enough.
We have so many of us.
Are you sure you can't
Yeah.
be tempted by anything?
Fabric. You have fabric,
Yes. What do you want it for?
a cloak.
Oh,
What colour?
red.
Let me
Little on the nose, isn't it?
see.
She used to have one. Her namesake,
I
Fire,
burnt it.
from our dear fire friend.
It was necessary in that particular moment.
Yes.
Um,
Fire is always necessary at some point.
It's got that.
as he like disappears in the back and starts rummaging for stuff.
I'll tell you some other time.
The little automated man does a little tumble and cartwheel down onto the floor and lands it expertly, and then a little wooden bow.
Well done.
How? Why? What? Who? When?
All of
Where?
these are good questions.
We did a favour for the Vistani.
We could have got a throne, but instead, we picked a unicorn rug
He comes back
with
with
him
a
inside it.
With
quite
a
a small
mysterious
roll.
bulge. He was the bulge.
This is all I've got in red, I'm afraid.
I'm only small.
But not a child.
It is quite expensive.
How much?
Since it's you, 2 gold pieces.
Fine.
We could just let you keep your newfound friend.
I think.
Didn't we give it to him?
We
No,
lent
we
it to her.
loaned it to him.
Looking after it while we went and did things. Yeah.
Okay.
What is it?
You want to take him away?
Oh no, I see you are great friends, but we're just, as a extra discount for keeping our friend.
But the children love him.
Exactly.
You keep him. We take the fabric.
the body of Piddlewick doesn't move, but the head just turns slowly on the spot to face Blinksy. Oh. A deal.
I don't like it.
Do I actually have any money?
Yeah, I think you've got a few gold pieces, yeah.
I think we can give him some money.
I
He's a shopkeeper
I don't need
after all.
it.
Very well.
This is clearly the best place for this thing to be. Do you want it back?
No.
We
Do you want to fail at this negotiation and have to take it back?
for an extra discount then.
You're such a penny pincher. I will pull out 2 gold. I will hand him 2 gold.
Only money.
Was it 2
In
gold?
our time
Paul,
here,
I do not need
in our
money.
time here, we have made all of 0 money.
I do not need
For
money.
yourself.
I
have
shake my head.
Stolen plenty of money.
Jackal the frugal.
Red will immediately give
It'll
2
kill
coins back to Constance out of her own purse.
You can hear the sound of
Maybe
some.
not something to just proudly noise around.
Nobody noticed, it's fine.
You can hear the sound of
coins is
some
an
children
obvious
approaching
rip-off.
as they're giggling.
For a piece of cloth.
Good cloth.
Being warm has no price.
We're going to find more
Deep.
That is a deep druidic saying I heard.
warmer stuff.
As the druids say.
What was that I heard outside? that we didn't hear?
It was kids.
It
Some
literally
kids
has a
on
price.
their way.
It's 2 gold.
Some kids are approaching.
Let's leave.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh no, children!
The worst.
Let's slip out the back.
Meeting children has never gone well for us.
My one weakness. Children.
Yeah,
As
Red
they-
will
Bored of this.
grab the fabric out of his hand.
Do come back anytime.
Apart from tonight,
it?
you're locking up, correct? Apart from tonight, you're locking up.
Yes. It looks like a storm is happening.
Mr. Wayne.
Bye.
Does anyone look back as you walk away?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
At least 4 of us walk into left.
So who looks
And
back?
each other.
I do. All of us, apparently.
Apart from
Come and
Jacob.
you hates everything about shop.
Chakol is just like, 2 gold coins!
He doesn't understand
Everyone give me a
shop. He just
perception,
wants people to
please.
give him things because he's so pretty.
Yeah, I should be.
Crit again, you're joking.
Wait, what we rolling?
fail.
You don't need to roll.
Oh, do I not?
18.
Please tell me
Oh,
I
I
passed
don't
the
need
one
to
star.
There we go.
I've got to stop using my crit.
As
I
you look
walked
back,
into the lamppost.
you see this little jester wave as the children giggle and
Pass on the
delight
ones.
as Blinksy welcomes them in towards his store. And it's almost as is Piddlewick waits for you to look round. And you two see it as well. As the 2 children walk in and walk past him, you see Piddlewick murderously start moving his hands up and mimics breaking the child's neck. But instead of breaking the child's neck, Piddlewick's head flops to the side and then turns round, eyes towards you, Red, and just smiles.
I hate it.
Did I witness that?
You saw
And
it as
then
well.
I did not
starts to walk into the shop.
I hate it.
You miss it
I
completely.
know I did, but on an OT level, I just hate it.
Missed his step. 30 foot right in front of it.
Kick it out the shop.
Kick it out the shop.
Punt it!
Oh, God.
The dough!
And you say I'm the bad one here. I was just wanting to save some money. You're going to destroy the thing that he loves.
Crit again. That's 3 crits in a row.
So I did such a bad perception roll that I guess I was just watching it and suddenly Gabriel's there.
Did you do a bad
I
perception
did a
roll?
3, which isn't great. And then
Team
suddenly
perception.
he's there,
We're
suddenly he's
back.
punching things, and I barely noticed. And like, huh?
Yeah,
I
you kick
still
it
have
out, so that's
completely
2
missed
points
all
of
of that.
damage. Oh, no, actually, your strength. So,
Yeah, my strength is -1.
so 0 points of damage. It takes.
Punt it out the door.
You hit it.
He's solid.
It's pretty solid.
Is there?
Yeah, it doesn't have that much give in it. Very quickly, the children cry out,
Yeah, they would.
Mr. Blinksy, what's going on? As he turns round, Well, in you come.
Yes.
Back for more toys.
I somehow completely missed it.
Kill it.
Despite just watching it.
I'm literally not paying any attention to it. I'm just looking at this doll that I've just punted it out the door.
I mean, it's had.
You've hit it, but not punted it.
Okay.
It's
What is
surprisingly.
happening?
sturdy.
It just sort of.
Yeah, it didn't really move. You,
Like trying
you
to
missed
kick
a step
a
in and kicked it, and it
volleyball.
just kind of took it. And now it looks very innocent.
Oh, I hate it. No.
And
Gabriel, what
you,
are
you can
doing?
hear behind you children with raised, worried voices at what's going on.
Gabriel, we haven't got any time for this.
Gabriel, what are you doing?
It's dangerous.
It went to mimic to kill the
No
kids.
shit.
It looked at me and mimicked killing the children.
But it's had tons of opportunities. You left it here ages ago.
It did
It's
that
just messing
last
with you.
time,
That's
and nothing has
Twice
happened.
in that shop, it looked directly at me. The first time it started stabbing a needle into the
What's
doll's
going on?
head.
Just a
It's super weird and
misunderstanding.
super creepy. Let's go on
Shall
with our
we?
day.
We have an appointment.
It did creepy things last
have-
time.
Now in you come, little man.
Appointment.
As Blinksy opens the door wider to try and let him in. Are you going to do anything? So he tries to. He like forward rolls past you.
Is it made of wood?
Leather and wood
No.
and brass.
No.
I have learnt my lesson.
The
From the
great
printing
fire
press.
of Vallaki started. In a small toy shop in the slums.
Come on, we've been invited to at least 2.
Hetty's going to start
We
walking
have
off.
an incredibly tight schedule.
I'm going to
That's-
cast Shatter.
Gabriel! And people say I'm the
That-
irresponsible one that
isn't
causes all
that-
the problems.
That
An area effect.
it's each creature within a
some children?
10-foot radius sphere, so I can put it behind them basically, and so it
Some
just
children.
catches them. The children are behind me, so it's doll, me, children.
So it's probably us.
So
that
the
you're
entire
gonna
shop?
get.
Fuck it.
Come on.
Why do I get the reputation for causing all the chaos?
I mean, to be fair, you have caused the vast
it's just
majority
for the guy
of the
that like
chaos.
does everything for his kid about killing kids.
Very
No,
true.
Sure. But our reaction in character is still.
Yeah.
What?
It's fine.
I want this noted that this is not me.
You have to take a Constitution
Hestia
save.
always causing trouble.
What damage is it?
It does 3,
I'm literally stood here in the
2,
street
so 5,
doing nothing.
11,
This will go down in history.
15.
Have you just used both your spell slots
Yeah.
on this?
Oh god.
No, he's going into it with nothing now. Just cantrips.
We're going to a murder basement.
Fine.
With no spells.
Johnny, keep
No,
hitting
this
pants
is
until
so-
he gets to the murder basement.
It's so us.
And then
I guess it
another
is.
because it's level 4 that I'm on, isn't it? So
Oh,
20 points of damage.
You've probably broken everything else.
He's just destroyed the entire shop.
how much
This is
money
coming from
do we
me.
have on us altogether to cover the damage of all these toys?
It's only a 10-foot.
I've got about 15, I think.
It's probably his front
We just
door.
also empty our pockets at
I
this
think it's a
point.
cantrip.
If
Yeah,
you'd
that's
listened to me before, I did say
So he
I don't
was-
need money.
It would have to be pretty much.
There we go. It's all I'm
Yeah, it's going to be the front window, the front door, and anything which is in the windows because he was kind of trying to get past you.
It was 11 silver for one toy. The window display ones are going to be the most expensive ones.
What are you doing?
Okay, everyone in character, here we
What
go.
are you doing?
He threatened to kill the kids.
Just take it out of the shop then. Why are you destroying this entire man's shop?
The hell?
As you invoke the spell and you pick your spot, see how accurate you are? Just give me a roll to hit. Higher is better.
That would be a 10.
Mid, so pretty much the front of everything. The silent explosion, as if a grenade had just exploded outside the shop,
There's my day sorted now.
The windows blown in. Any of the toys which were in the window just erupt into splinters and pieces. The Irina doll, the one he had completed, which was in the window, is just destroyed before your eyes. The other one towards the back, which he was working on, isn't. Little Piddlewick, the mouth opens as if in pain or agony as you just see the head.
Oh my god.
As the two children looking from like behind Blinksy let out a cry of shock and anger and tears and a little bit of pain as everything just kind of been exploded in onto them. And
I must save these children.
Despite throwing glass in their face.
Blinksy just can't believe what he's seen
Join the
as his
rest
jaw
of us.
just kind of hits the floor.
I can't believe you burned the printing press, Hessia. How could you do that, Hessia?
You burnt the printing press?
Gabriel, of all the spells you could have used,
Why that
you chose that one.
An AoE.
I could have just set it on fire if you'd asked.
We could have picked it up and done something with it elsewhere, not in front of everybody here, including those children that supposedly you want to save.
They now have glass in their heads.
Do you want to go and help them out?
You're struggling to be heard over the crying of them, and it's
Do you want to go and help them out?
I'm gonna rush in and like try and calm the children and like cast healing on any injuries.
Prestidigitation.
I mean, picking bits of glass out.
better fix this.
hair.
I'll fix it.
You better fix this.
It is no fun, is no Blinksy.
It's alright.
We will. Gabriel will fix this.
I'm so annoyed. Honestly.
It will get the attention of any of the local guards.
Who's all this chaos?
You can hear the sound of footsteps running towards
There are
you.
guards coming this way.
I walk towards the guards.
I'm staying
I'm going
with
to
the
punch
kids.
Gabriel in the face.
Yay!
Get a brawl.
I cast Major Image.
Aww. I got a crit fail.
You're too shocked.
Hessia is going to cast Major Image to make it look like the shop front look in one piece for the guards.
So you take a swing at Gabriel,
Yeah.
and it's just wild in anger, and just somehow he's for some reason moving towards the guards, and you kind of swing into the space where he was in your rage to where you've just seen him.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, give me what spell are you using to do it?
Major Image, it's the illusion.
Oh, okay.
It's a, you create the image of an object, creature, or other visible phenomenon, which I think would count. No larger than 20 foot.
Okay.
Same one I used for the card.
Yeah, it's the same spell.
What's the save against it? If they interact with it, isn't it?
Well, it's a concentration, so you can. But I don't think.
What are you going to do with the children in the shop?
I'm taking care of them currently.
Because are you
We're
gonna?
taking care of them.
We're actually taking care
Calming
of
them
them.
down.
So I guess it's almost like a curtain.
Gabriel kills them all.
It would be like
I'm
a
finishing the job.
curtain, I guess.
Taking
So
care of them.
if you are outside, it looks like a shop front with kids walking around behind
But
it.
you wouldn't be able to mimic them in the illusion. Would be very complicated.
Okay, so
If that makes
You could-
sense,
you could
because you don't
just-
know what they're going to do.
It could just be a closed.
so it would look like then an empty shop, but it would be hiding the children behind it, so it looks like it's
That's
an
the trouble
empty
you've got
shop.
at the moment. Okay.
But if a child walks through the door, it's gonna ruin it. But
Yep. The
we're
two
gonna-
guards come running in. I'm going to do a d20. Oh, shit. They don't look the most competent. Yes, comrades. What is going on here?
I destroyed a toy.
So they look down at it. I see.
It wasn't his best work.
But we will pay him for the damages.
The children are crying inside. Jackal, do you want to do anything inside?
Don't come out the door.
Take
Come
care
out
of
the
them.
door. Don't
Take
come
care
out
of
the
them.
door.
The children are no more. I kind of on my knees, kind of like trying to calm them down and say it's all right, and I'm gonna be like kind of cleaning them up. Like I guess if they've got little bits on them and stuff like that. I know a thing or two.
This
about
Pickles just
cleaning.
said, taking care of the children.
Taking care of it.
That will keep them quiet.
They are taken care of.
As you focus on the
That's not what we
children,
meant when we said silence them.
Blinksy would just walk through the illusion.
Damn it!
Because he would.
Yeah.
And he walks over to the little doll and just looks in total shock. And as he kind of pulls his hand up and lets go, as it just flops to the floor. It's no fun. It's no Blinksy.
It was his one evil friend.
Everything.
So both the gods will get a save versus one of them. You've kind of blinks a few times and stares at your illusion. After seeing Blinksy just walk through the door, the other one completely missed it. What's going on here? He's become very French.
Leave this.
Oh, oui, I shall say this on it once. I've lost my bad Russian. Voiski.
Like I said, I destroyed a toy.
He was more than just a toy. He was my friend. Yes, I'm sure he was.
Don't you have the Burgermeister's house to guard?
You see the other guard kind of rubbing his eyes and blinking and looking towards the... What damaged the windows?
A couple are broken, but I will repair them.
And the other guard, windows are fine.
There's a slight crack in them that you can...
Gabriel, don't encourage it.
Get on your rounds.
Let's see what the children inside do. One of the children seems horrendously upset and does not seem to be getting calmed down with you. It's a little girl and a boy.
Calm emotions.
We can use our spells now.
Just,
Yeah.
let's just see
Is
if
it just
we
a
can-
save?
Yes.
Yeah. 13?
They need a 15. Screw you, small child.
Yeah, both of them seem to calm down. Maybe we should get the captain to investigate this more.
We are due at the Burgomaster's mansion. I'm sure we will mention this in the conversation.
And if you need some firewood for your guard post, by all means, take the
Blinksy
dog.
kind of like hugs him in really tight. There's no fun.
We will make reparation, and then we will be on our way to meet the Burgomaster.
See what you do. Come.
We will.
And they kind of both give a nod and continue on their rounds.
Wait till they're out of earshot. Are you trying to make that worse?
My eyes
This
are like
isn't-
a deep, like just dead black.
This is not a time to argue.
Can we move on? Because this illusion's only going to last 10
Exactly.
minutes, and I'd quite like to not be here when the
think
next person walks past.
We need
I agree.
to pay this man before we go.
Well,
Quite a lot of
I don't
money.
need money, so he can take mine.
You're not there to him at the moment. He's just hugging this small automaton, which is just completely missing its head.
really bad.
The lowest moment of this entire campaign. Genuinely, I think all of us are shocked and appalled and really sad that we have ruined this man's entire fucking life. I hope you feel happy for yourself.
Put my arm around his shoulder.
He just wanted to make creepy toys for kids.
So you can carry on making them creepy.
Well, then you just destroyed his shop.
No, he's got
I'm so
PTSD now,
sorry.
Johnny.
He is in complete shock. Complete shock.
How are they?
We'll
I think
try
we
and
should
encourage
leave.
him back inside.
I think we should leave.
Yeah.
Let's
We've ruined the
move on.
livelihood of
It's
somebody.
like it was his child. As you, those inside, look, you probably 60% of his stock was in the window. It's just gone, completely gone.
Yeah. Red is going to
You've got two small children in there who are unnaturally calm for the whole situation.
creepy. Yeah, Red's gonna untie
It's a bit all or nothing.
Gold
I'll
money.
grant you, but
Red's gonna untie her
Savage
coin
Jack.
purse and is gonna tuck it into his. Because I'm guessing he's sort of catatonic at the minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna just try and tuck it into a pocket. So then she doesn't want to leave it on the floor in case someone nabs it. So she's gonna put it into a pocket of his.
Yeah.
And that's got 13 gold pieces in there.
I don't have any bad playthroughs of any like open world video games because I always like delete the save and go back to the previous save point.
This is the kind of thing which I would have gone back.
it's okay. We'll just get Adam to lose the recording and then we'll lie about what happened.
Yes.
Everything was fine.
I love a bit of chaos, but we've ruined someone's livelihood.
He's just,
And
he
killed
just
their
sat in the middle of the road
child.
hugging it.
I have a line and we've crossed it.
I'm gonna talk to the children, the calm children, and say,
Genuinely,
you should go home for now.
I'm so sad.
After I've cleaned them up completely as best I can, using spells and my skill at cleaning things.
Years of practice.
Yes, years of practice.
Years of practice.
Then I'll tell them to head on home.
You've definitely run into these children before as you get a better look at them as some of the children who sleep and live in the church.
Well, they're having a wonderful day.
Well, nothing else I can do. I say you
No toys today?
no toys today, I'm afraid.
Is there actually any toys left?
Towards the back, yeah.
Just grab 2 toys. Hand to kids. Back to the church.
Will you at least give some of this coin?
Yup.
Call
Yeah,
that?
of course.
Yes.
Whatever we have, which is not very much, I guess that's what we can have.
I've given all of my money.
Can anyone fix the window?
I'm
How
afraid
how
not.
wide is the window?
It's just, they're completely gone. They're shattered in.
You need a glazer.
Yeah.
None of us were glazers in a
No.
past life.
Oh, magic glazers.
I
I'm like
will-
at Empire where I am.
I will go about as I can. Any toys that
Their children don't let out a bigger yippee or whatever. They just kind of, thank
Leave.
you, take the toys and wander off as if drugged.
Right, they leave them. I'm gonna
I
try
feel like a
at the front of the shop. I'm gonna
feel terrible.
just trying to salvage what toys I can. So toys that all the components are still around, and I'm gonna start kind of like casting mending on them. Like get out the lodestones and kind of sit and just kind of.
It's such a mess.
I'm
It's,
just going to grab Jakul and start
Right, but
putting them away.
what pieces that I can
You
find
just be
as
like-
a group.
yeah,
We need
imagine
our spells.
imagine loads of wooden dolls got hit by a grenade.
Yeah.
That's
Kinda like that.
basically what happened.
Yeah, but there would be pieces on the side that are somewhat damaged, but less
I'm
damaged.
just going to sort of wrap him up and be like, mate. No,
We can't
I
stay.
don't think we can help. I think we just need to leave because all we're doing is making it worse here.
Right.
No, let's
This
carry on with the
illusion
plan.
won't last
You've
forever.
definitely
Carry on
got
with the
the
plan.
attention of a lot of the drabs in the local
Okay.
area as well. They're all
Let's-
kind of watching.
Go.
I'm gonna okay.
Are
I'll
we
take
going-
my
Come on.
my coin purse and put it in his pocket as well. Not much in it. It's 9 gold. His now.
Why don't we ask how much money Gabriel has? Honestly.
No, I think we should move on now.
No, look. We can
Is
see what
it
we can
10,
do.
10 silver to a gold? Yeah. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah. So one
So he's
toy
now
is
got-
worth a gold coin.
He's now got
That's
21 gold
That's a bit
pieces.
expensive for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume he was inflating his prices for us.
No, I just got prices
got
wrong.
the
I
child as
get
well as the
puzzled
wolf.
sometimes.
Like the number of toys that got shattered.
Can we please just move
Just go.
on? That's in character, not like
Yeah.
me being
As
grumpy.
you-
Like, please, let's.
Hesse's illusion's
awkward.
not going to
It's not
last
gonna
much longer.
last.
Are we going
Forever.
to the Burgermeisters or are we going to
Lady
Watchers?
Watcher.
Right now?
Stick to the plan, yes.
Okay.
With our complete lack of magic.
Let's go.
No,
over
we've still
there.
got plenty of magic.
Okay.
No, don't.
We'll be fine.
You start making
I
your way
had that
down.
big fight down there. I couldn't.
Yeah. Does anyone look back?
Yeah.
Blinksy doesn't. It's kind of like getting parts of Piddlewick's head and trying to rebuild them like a jigsaw puzzle, but it's just completely destroyed. As you see, some of the drabs, some of these with no soul in them at all. As he's not making any effort to move or stop them, are just going through his pockets.
I'm gonna run back and I'm gonna basically throw these drabs out.
Yeah, they. By the time you get back, he's not moved. He's not looked up. He's just in complete shock, just holding this.
I'm also gonna give them each of them that touched him a good punch in the face.
They would hear you come in because you're not going to get it to them without. You know what I mean? You're not going to sneak up on them, and as soon as you get close, they all just all spread like rats.
Why don't you put him back in the shop?
How? There's a big open.
You'd be able to see that anything you put on his body is gone.
It's all gone. The money is gone. Seriously.
Yep. They saw you. They were there watching. You put money on him. He didn't move. They just came and took it off him.
But we had the illusion up. They couldn't have seen inside.
He was out the
shop.
front. He was in the.
We took him back in. No. You took him back in. Or
Did
not?
we? No.
I thought he was still.
He wouldn't have gone inside.
I thought you put money in the counter, but
No, inside one of his pockets.
Yeah. Sorry if I wasn't clear. No, he's kind of in the road. Yeah, they retreat to dark alleyways and you can feel them watching you still.
Let's go. This is clearly making everything worse. Let's go. Let's just go. Elian, what's the way?
Cities.
That way.
Essia gets up, walks off. That way. Gone.
Second left.
This place.
Constance, your mind can't help but be drawn back to this strange way, this bizarre little man, as you remember the doll you found, which had clearly been cherished in the very first village in Barovia, bringing little bits of light into people's lives. As you can't help but look back at him as he's just an absolute state.
I'm staying with him. I'm sitting next to him.
Cool,
and I'll help
come
him
on,
piece
we've gotta go.
together. No.
We've got to go.
To do what? What are we getting?
Have you just forgotten everything that we're here to
More
do?
people are going to
Jacob,
die.
come on. What are you expecting to be able to do for this man? Have we not done enough for him? Have we not? Well,
we can argue about this later.
We can. Jakul.
Okay.
Constance is right. We need to.
Again, you can still hear him singing this little song under his head.
I'll take a small piece of paper and I'll write a quick note to tell him to, when he's recovered, find us at the Blue Water Inn.
I owe you one shop.
And child.
And life.
And we will do what we can for him.
Right, I'm going
and
to
I'll put that
shake you cool
in his pocket and then I'll leave with everyone.
Is there like a shake you back into the moving things roll?
Yeah, it's called Really Angry Bardic
As you're walking
Inspiration.
away, do you look back over your shoulder?
Yes.
As you do.
Stop looking over your shoulder!
I'm going to keep walking. But the people come to rifle through his pockets again.
I'm
There
gonna.
goes the
Can I
note.
sort of look at them and sort of notice like defining characteristics about them, so I know.
They're
who's
all the
done that.
drabs, so
I'm
they're
casting.
grey.
I'm gonna as I walk away and they start walking towards them. I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on the one that's closest towards them.
Oh, fucking hell.
Just abusing people with no souls now. It's fine.
Yeah, give me some damage.
Just using all our spell slots. That's fine.
That's a cantrip.
Oh, it's a cantrip.
That's okay.
No, that's fair. That's fine. You can do it.
That's a
lad,
cantrip.
you want.
Abuse
You
away.
can do it.
As a sort of city-dwelling
9
bounty
damage.
hunter, as I started out as, can I just sort of,
And I will shout out,
look
touch
at them
him and you die. Or touch him and feel divine wrath.
It drops the one you hit.
Yep. I'm not trying to kill him. I'm trying to try and knock him out.
just more. Okay.
Like,
Is that really a knocking out kind of cantrip?
well,
by the strict letter of the rules, you can be like, I want to knock him out, rather
well,
than
I mean, like, I'm
to
not.
bleeding to death.
Like, I'm trying to make it
With
like a
anything you
flashy
do.
show. I'm not trying to kill them. I'm trying like. I mean, even if I don't actually hit it, like I don't know how Sacred Flame is. It like a pillar or something like that. Well, I'm trying to like kind of drop it in front of them, so it's like you know, a holy kind of flash of.
It scares them off. Yeah.
Okay.
But you can see them just watching from the shadows, waiting, as they all kind of yip away.
Why?
They're gonna
big problem.
They're gonna loot his shop and everything he has. They're taking money from him as his person standing there. They're gonna go into his shop, loot whatever is left. And we caused this.
From what you've seen of the drabs, they have no conscience, they have no whatever.
They instinct, aren't they?
Yeah, they're scared of everything, but also prey on vulnerable.
We can't even bloody lock the door.
We just need to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gone.
Yeah, you leave.
Kessia went a few minutes ago.
I'm with Hestia.
Yeah, Red Wolf.
You hear a voice in your head. Fuck me. My strength to yours. Your strength to mine. Do not trust him, Hessia.
No shit.
Let me defend you. Our bond becomes stronger. Trust me. Give me one of your spells and I will keep you safe from her. I give you my oath, Hessia. He can't be trusted.
Those spells are what keep me safe.
I chose you because of your power to destroy, Hessia. And as our souls and minds become more entwined, I cannot lose you. I can keep you safe.
Fine. Fine.
What do you use? What level?
Second.
Bear with me, please.
I've got used to having it back yet. It's the least painful.
Oh, did you get it back?
Yeah.
You can now cast. It takes a second level slot,
Okay.
but it's a level 3 spell.
Ooh.
Protection from energy.
Ooh. That's a level 3. So in level 2, okay.
Yeah.
But I've lost one slot worth of 2.
So you've lost a 2, but gained
Yeah.
a 3,
But I cast that. I can use a second slot to cast it, right?
basically. So you've got a level 2 slot that has to be protection from energy.
Okay, so I haven't lost the slot, but...
Basically,
But okay, yeah,
If
I'm
that
with
makes
you now.
sense.
Yeah.
It will keep you safe.
Constance just wants to go and punch something.
Yeah.
Can we just go find out
Yes.
what's in that basement and I will just...
Red will try and pick what?
What are you doing, ready?
Oh, I was going to say, I'm going to pick up Hessia's tracks and
She
catch
hasn't
up.
gone far, like, when she realised
yeah.
that people weren't following.
Liam and his tiny hut. Do I have to be in the radius to keep it up?
It's a concentration.
It's,
I don't know.
It's not a concentration, actually.
Is it not?
It's
Is
an
it
8-hour
try and
spell.
forget?
8-hour spell.
It's an 8-hour
Can't we just
spell.
leave him
But do I need to
alone?
be there?
No.
No.
No?
Good call.
I'm gonna go back to him then, and I'm gonna
Cool.
sit next to him, and I'm gonna cast the hut so that it kind of encompasses him in the front of it, and like his shop, or like the front of his shop. So it's kind of he is part of the spell, so he can go in and out of it as he wishes.
Okay.
And his the shop is also kind of walled
Nice.
off.
I like it.
Yep.
Good spell. Good spell. I'll give you inspiration for that.
Oh, thank you.
Come on.
I should have used my inspiration to punch
What?
Gabriel again.
Right. Right. So yeah, that's done.
Gabriel. What is going through Gabriel's head after he's just seen that?
I'm very angry with you.
What?
Gabriel.
After I did that?
Yeah.
Clarity.
Oh, good.
Literally everything you did there, perfectly right. Like, that thing was about to probably harm a child at one point. What? His mind was just full of, like, if his kid was that happy, and then someone or something threatening it, dead.
Okay. And to the aftermath of what went through Blinksy.
No, nothing. He has no feel for this place now.
Give me a D100, please.
Wait. That'd be a 43.
Okay. I'm going to message you on Facebook.
Okay.
Random tables, always good.
Okay, everyone else, what are you doing?
Crying.
Angrily
And
catching up with Hessia.
Lady
Yeah.
Watchtower.
It takes a minute for me to cast the hut, and then I
Yeah,
follow
catch
everyone.
up with the others.
Yeah, just rejoining everybody.
grumpily stomping towards.
I'm not going to be much help
Lady
in this
Watcher.
fight.
No, we know.
You start making your way through town?
Yeah, grumpy, stomp, stomp, stomp.
Making your way through town, making your way through town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna
Walking first.
Well, I
I'm-
imagine
I'm-
we're probably
yeah.
catching up with them.
Yeah.
Making
I'm
my way
I'm
downtown.
following behind. Kind of, so it's...
As you sort of cut through the slum area, make your way past the Blue Water Inn, and keep going up the North Road, you can see Lady Watcher's house approaching.
Is it guarded?
Most definitely.
There was a back door.
Many back doors. I believe.
So the building itself, it's one of the nicer buildings. It's on the kind of more expensive strip towards the centre of town. If you remember, it's kind of got the wall near it.
How are we going to do this? What's our plan?
So we'd try for a back door rather than walking straight into the front.
I agree.
Some vines, mixture of dead growing up it, like a ivy clung to the walls. You can see some of the bricks are at awkward angles coming out of it. There are no town guard up here, but it's quite easy. Can everyone give me a perception?
No. That's
That's great if I missed the roller.
that's a
That looks like
24.
a 3 to me from here.
Crit
Hard to
fail.
say. 15.
Crit fail. Oh my.
And a
What's
crit-
going on?
and a 24.
Nice.
14.
Probably, I've had
What?
three
I know, right?
crits today. And that
What
was
kind
the
of
first.
back to front world are we now living in? I don't like it.
My power to yours, your power to mine. You can perceive
swapped
things
it.
now.
Your eyes now work.
I've given you my perception.
Also, where are you?
Yeah. Crit fail. This is exactly why you don't text and dungeon crawl.
I was texting the GM.
I plead ignorance. So you can see two guards at the front and two guards to the saved who are making themselves very well noted. But on the building opposite, on the second floor window, you can see two guards up there with crossbows as well.
It's quite heavily surrounded. There's two along the side, as well as the two in the front, and there are two in the building opposite.
Are these guards guarding the place, protecting it, or watching the place like aggressively against it?
The two at the top seem quite aggressive.
But I mean, like they're guarding the house rather than
Are they lady-
watching the house. Are they lady watchers or are they?
You would assume lady watchers.
Okay.
Okay.
You can change into an animal.
Yes.
You can change into an animal.
I
Can
stand
you
out.
do anything?
No, I can't change into an animal.
No.
Really?
I don't have enough power to turn 4 of us invisible.
We all already are animals.
You would probably
Stop
believe
being
that you guys have been
pedantic.
noticed quite a while ago. A gentle. How close do you get to the door?
Probably not that
Not-
close.
not very.
Down the
No.
street. Able to walk past.
Yeah.
We didn't have a plan, did we?
No.
No.
I'm sure we would have had time to have a plan if we hadn't stopped to blow up a shop.
Let's focus on this.
What was our plan? Was our plan just to straight out kill her?
It was
The plan
to look
was
into
to
the
find
basement.
out what was in the basement.
Well, we need to get in that house then, don't we?
Yes, that's the plan.
Oh, can I? I might be able to turn.
You said that's the plan as if there was a plan.
Are you guys still walking, or you just stood in the street? now?
I think we're
Slowed.
carrying on walking
Yeah.
past. Not talking.
There'll be a point where, like, you go past the gate at the front of her house. As you're kind of approaching it, you can see one of the people out the front of the door just knocks on the door.
Fine. We carry on walking.
I have the power to turn the 4 of us invisible.
We still need to get in somehow.
Get to the back door. I'll pick the lock.
It does seem like it will probably be guarded too.
The only guards that I can see are the ones at the sides,
If we can get
the ones at the
past
front,
them.
and the ones opposite.
Why does one of you, who can be a bird, go fly over and see whether the back door
We're
is
currently being watched.
There's very little chance that I'll be
I'm
able to
assuming
walk
we're
in.
walking as we talking
Yeah,
rather than just standing there.
The door
walking past
opens
it.
up, and it's someone you recognise, Nikolai,
Ooh.
The
The
servant.
the
Knife man.
the son,
Knifey,
son.
knifey,
the
Oh.
son,
Not the stabby stabby stab
Oh.
man.
the older of the two boys.
The
You've
drinking
seen
drunk
in
man.
the.
Yeah. Drinking drunk man.
They were in, yeah.
You have indeed. Fine.
Yeah.
He makes his way out towards you.
So much for my plan.
Do you like books?
Yes. As I produce the tome.
You didn't have the tome. Oh, your tome.
My tome.
Yeah.
There's another tome.
Another tome.
I thought you meant another tome, sorry.
Many.
Remove that from my brain.
This is a Tomey sort of place, isn't it? Yes.
Do you
We
like
are a great
change?
fan of literature. I'm speaking for myself, at least. I'm sure Elian has read a good book or
7.
several.
I know a lot about literature. Come on, head voice, don't fail me now.
Yes, we like books.
No, this is ridiculous. He's just asking us
Yes,
to
he's just.
Speak plainly.
What is it you want?
Where is Izek?
Not with us.
Why would he be with us?
He doesn't like me.
Not been seen.
Maybe he's
Oh.
tired from fighting all those werewolves.
Not seen him in
His
a while.
evil demon hand.
He was a physicist.
Rumor is he went with you in the church.
Well, we were just in the church and he wasn't there.
You and you. Nods to Jackal and to Gabriel.
And where were you?
So you were the last to see him alive, you see.
I haven't seen your brother though. Where's your brother?
Oh, this is nonsense.
Look, we don't know where he is.
I don't know where he is. I do not see how this is irrelevant. There was a big fight. There was chaos. And you seem unfazed by the fact that many of your fellow townspeople have just been kidnapped by werewolves or slaughtered.
I'll be honest. Why am I so French today? What is wrong with my bad German accent?
Too much garlic in the.
Too much garlic. Whiskey. Yes, comrade. So, I just want. I've lost it completely. I just want to go back to the Blue Water Inn.
Well, it's open.
Mother said.
I think we would all be happy if things settled down around here and stopped being on such a knife edge.
I know.
So how do we make it happen? Without any nonsense.
They said, if you swear an oath to help my mother tonight, there will be a clean cut.
Clean cut.
And then we can get on with this.
Little sense.
And that's still going to put everybody in this town in danger. This isn't the time to be changing leadership.
Red will telepathically say to Jakul, this could be a good excuse to get into the house.
But my mother has said you can only come in if you swear an oath now.
To help her?
Tonight.
Tonight.
She will bring stability and prosperous, and I can go back to the Blue Water Inn with my brother.
You think the Blue Water Inn will still be standing after what your mother's deciding to do now?
Not helping Jakul.
Like I said, a swift cut.
Fine.
We're willing to hear what she has to say if it ensures that people are safe and kept safe. But I cannot swear an oath without actually knowing that the people will be kept safe.
From her own mouth.
If all the information you know is there is going to be a swift cut.
This is what I was told to tell you.
Well, perhaps you could do us the favour of taking a message back to your mother that if she wants to convince us, she will have to put her arguments before us herself, so that we can discuss it with her and ask her our questions.
If someone randomly came to you and asked you to swear an oath on your life to do something for them,
Considering
would you
the last,
randomly decide to do it without discussing the reasoning behind it?
considering what happened the last time we left the city.
Wait here. He plods back inside. You can hear raised, mumbly voices.
That's my thought as well. We could have just
Just
lied. An oath is an oath. It's a word.
I don't know if that's the same thing here.
It's a word.
A couple of minutes pass, and he plods his way back outside.
Told us.
Then lie.
Yeah, but there must be something behind it. They wouldn't just ask us to swear an oath and there be nothing.
They might.
He,
but-
as you're kind of still in talking, he kind of makes it. So again, he's kind of like this jockish chap.
Brad.
Slight red rings around his eyes, reasonably well built. Doesn't seem to really do anything. She says you have two choices. Either leave town for tonight or agree to help her. If you help her, less people get hurt.
Red again to these two telepathically just says, lie.
Surely
Anyone want to try an insight in?
Yeah.
Can try.
Like, is he just being a messenger, or does he actually know more that he's letting on? Is what I'm looking for.
My power to yours.
23.
It didn't work. 5.
6.
You didn't give enough power.
No demonic help that time.
He's now gone quiet.
He gave me a perception more than I asked for.
Pardon?
23. I was just trying to find
He is just being a messenger, but he believes the message he's given you.
Okay.
That he seems to completely believe that if he helps her tonight, he's allowed to go back to the Blue Water.
Just wants to
All he
drink.
cares about is going and getting drunk.
We've had some great comments, by the way, just now.
Yeah, some really good ones.
Apparently,
Sorry.
from left to right, because some people don't know our names, from left to right, our names are Karen, Scott, Tom, Jennifer, Rhonda, John, and Tim. So yours is right.
Mine's
You've got
right.
yours right.
Who am I now?
You are Jennifer.
Jennifer, I'll take that.
I'm Karen. Wait,
You need these.
I would like to speak
I
to
quite
the
like that
manager.
I have these coupons. I know they expired last month, but I'm a customer.
I want to speak to the manager.
I want to speak to the manager.
All right, Karen.
I bought this in a charity shop, and it's still got the receipt.
I ate all of this meal, but I wasn't satisfied.
I hated it.
So
Hi, I'm Jennifer.
that is what he comes to you with.
Surely we are more trustworthy by not just giving our word randomly to a stranger.
Last time we got your mother's word, we were chased out of town.
And barely got out.
I've learned never to lie to her. So I'm guessing you lied.
Did we?
I don't remember.
Don't look at me, I was in a bag.
Don't know.
Don't
Don't
Yeah.
care. All I remember is that Constance barely made it out.
Yeah.
You lied to her.
About.
What do we lie about?
We went
We lied about a lot of things.
About helping her, I think. We were saying that, oh yes, we'll go away and we'll come back and help you or something.
You did.
But
You
to
said
be
you were going
fair,
to help her, and then
We also didn't know the terms of any kind of agreement at
Yeah.
the point where she just seemed like a nice old lady who
Yeah.
had vaguely evil vibes.
Evil
Nice.
basement.
So
What are the terms?
We help.
help, whatever that means, or don't be here tonight.
We're just going to huddle. Can you just excuse us for a minute?
What do you mean huddle?
Let's move down the
Discuss.
street a bit as well.
Discuss
kind
our
of-
options.
Looks back and mimics having a drink back towards the house.
All right. Is there any way that we can talk without them overhearing?
It depends how keen their ears are.
We could just like shuffle down the street slightly.
Yeah, let's walk
Yeah.
off as far as we possibly can.
Yeah.
By the sounds of it, they're going to attack the Burgermeister tonight.
That seemed
Personally.
fairly a given, considering.
Well, yes, but at the time we didn't know
right.
if it was.
Out of character at the moment, has anyone got any ability that would allow them to sense anything that is invisible? Magically invisible.
No, I don't think so.
Not running.
Unless you're talking survival and knowing,
No.
have the feeling of being watched.
I have my.
Yeah.
I have
the top
alert.
comment. Eyes.
Eyes.
I can
don't
reach
I?
out with my hands and feel.
Pardon?
I have alert and also like the double sight and stuff. So, and also, didn't I clock something was watching us like beforehand? I mean, I felt like something.
But you're being watched, so
Yeah.
it would be very.
Yeah, it's just them.
You'd be aware you're being watched.
Okay.
Right, that's our 8 o'clock. So I think that's a nice-ish place to. Oh, 10 o'clock, sorry.
Oh, right,
8 o'clock.
okay. Yeah.
I wish it was 8 o'clock.
We'll leave it there.
If that's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So what we do is people who are active in chat get to give either players a disadvantage or advantage for next time. So
And they don't roll over.
I think just for that last comment from
On the head.
Aaron, you can choose someone to have a disadvantage or advantage. It can be me. I mean, it was so good. Just has anyone got any ability to help? Someone invisible. It tickled me. And I think for the naming of people and getting Johnny right.
Hi, I'm Johnny.
Shin Cuckoo 1600. If you want to click.
We should probably just go around and say what our actual names are as well.
So Jackal, you got a positive reroll. And the reason was for that little smile there. Look at Jackal. It could melt my heart until you fucked over Blinksy.
Genuinely, Adam, I was looking up possibly next level going barbarian because I was so full of rage at that point.
Blinksy!
I wasn't multi-class, that's how angry I am.
I think I have it. Adam, do I have a barbarian skill?
I
at the
have
moment?
had.
Yeah,
Do I need to write that in?
barbarian
Have I got barbarian rage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
So Shin
Give
Cuckoo.
it to me. I can tiny rage out.
I can't believe
Everybody
Hestia
has
did
judged
this
me
to
for
us.
months for setting that printing press on fire.
Sorry, but I think anything that Hestia has done has automatically just been like fine, forgiven.
moment of like, you set the printing.
That's all anyone's cared about for months, and then someone goes along and destroys a toy shop. It wasn't me.
Quiet for a second, sorry. Shin Cuckoo, you can give a player either advantage, which they can use next game, or it can be me with any of my rolls, or you can give either me disadvantage and then the players shout when I use it, or a player disadvantage and I shout when they use it for the next game. When are we thinking for next game, Midge?
Not sure.
Back to Thursdays?
I could do next Thursday.
My brain is
I'm on
shouting at me about
half term
Thursday for
anyway,
some
so I
reason.
can do Thursday. Yeah.
Thursday works best for me.
Is that the 20th?
20th.
I can't do the 20th, sorry.
I could,
Actually, I'm difficult next week.
So I could do.
every week.
Shall we?
I could do Tuesday. I could do Wednesday, Thursday. Can't do Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I can do all the
I
weekdays.
can do Monday. I could. Tuesday is the same
Monday,
issue.
actually.
Monday?
Monday.
I will still
No, I can't do
be
Monday.
at my parents on Monday, I think.
I can't do Monday.
Oh, it's half term,
No.
isn't it, next week?
Tuesday would be the same issue as this week in that I could get here, but I then can't get home.
Shall we leave it up and we have our poster now, so we can
Yeah,
post.
go onto Facebook on the old ULARP and I'll try and put a countdown on the page.
Probably
We're-
Thursday. would
We're
be best.
potentially going to Jorvik Festival for a couple of days next week to go buy Viking accessories.
Thursday, I definitely
Potential
can't, but
Thursday?
I definitely can't do Thursday, but you can play with that.
Friday?
on Thursday?
I'm sorry, I'm going to a National Theatre thing.
We'll let you off then.
Thank you.
That's the one with what's his
Friday?
name, isn't it?
Definitely.
No, I'm
Yeah.
guessing
Yeah,
no Friday for you,
I'm
Johnny and
afraid.
Kitty.
What, next week?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, because we don't have anything on.
I couldn't do Friday.
No, I've got some
Unfortunately.
friends staying on Friday night.
We can discuss and
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
update.
That's a good
Cheers,
show.
guys.
we can go back and forth.
Shin
all day.
Cuckoo.
What?
Shin Cuckoo gave the advantage to Red for the Karen impression.
Thanks.
Which was epic.
Yay! Thank you.
Should we actually say what our names are?
Yeah,
That would be a good
Yeah.
idea.
I'm Georgia.
I'm Matt, but I'm known as Matt.
I'm also Matt, and I'm known as just Matt.
All right, just Matt.
I'm Catherine,
I'm Kitty.
And I'm Johnny.
and that is
that-
Tim.
And that's
It's
Tim.
We've all got disadvantage from this. So we've got them on YouTube. We got a competition this week, so if you check out YouTube, you can win this lovely set of metal dice. Because I managed to lose one of the episodes that we'd recorded.
I'm going to create a fake account and win those dice.
I'm such
They
an
don't
idiot.
kill players, so that's good.
So feel free to check out the YouTube. I'll probably put it on. We'll remind
Like,
everyone next week as well
oh,
that
yeah.
it's done.
Yeah.
Alright, cheers to everyone who watched.
Oh, Johnny, I'm so mad.
Not his mouth.
God damn it, Gabriel!